Hi everyone, my name is Cho and I'm the founder of Impetus LSAT. Over the years, I've had the pleasure of working with many students and helping them improve 15 or more points on this exam, even after seeing no results on their own. I found that many of these students didn't see progress initially because they were utilizing practice tests inefficiently. Practice tests are a very valuable tool, but if used unwisely, they can end up in wasted time and frustration. In this video, we will discuss how to utilize practice tests. The first tip I have for you is to take plenty of full-length exams under strict time conditions. While I understand it can be daunting and time-consuming to take a practice test, these are single-handedly the best way to gauge where you are at and get a general idea of where you would score on test day. I believe there is a time and place for doing untimed practice or doing individual sections, but then needs to be paired with full exams so that you can familiarize yourself with the endurance and pacing aspect of the exam. The second tip is to always review practice tests. If you have seen my other videos, you would understand that the LSAT is skill-based, not knowledge-based. For most skills, you have the benefit of immediate feedback. For example, if you're trying to improve at throwing darts and you miss, you immediately understand if you threw too far to the left or right. If you're trying to get better at basketball, you can immediately tell why you missed a shot. When it comes to the LSAT, things are different. We do not receive that immediate feedback, and we only see a question that was incorrect. For this reason, it is very important that we look into questions that we missed to understand what mistake was made. If we don't do this, it would be like trying to get better at throwing darts blindfolded. As a result, not only will you not improve, but you may even reinforce the mistakes you had previously made and repeat them in future exams. The third tip is to approach practice tests in phases. Rather than randomly selecting exams, you should be very strategic with how you schedule them. Keep in mind that the number of practice tests are limited, especially if you have already taken some. You should plan out your practice tests in phases. In the first phase of your prep, take a few untimed practice tests, reviewing every answer as you go along. This is a great way to get familiar with the different sections while also picking up on your weaknesses that you need to focus on. In the second phase, you should not spend so much time on practice tests and should be focused on improving specific concepts. Tests at this point should just be a tool to build up endurance and get more familiar with the timing of the sections. You should only take 1 to 2 practice tests per month during this phase. The third and final phase ideally should only begin when you have scored within your target range and should ideally begin roughly 3 or more weeks before the official test date. In this phase, you should be increasing the number of practice tests to help you develop more consistency in your scores. The general recommendation is 2 to 3 practice tests per week under strict time conditions with thorough review. You should not move on to the next exam until you have thoroughly reviewed the previous one. The fourth tip is to plan out the order of your practice tests. Over time, the LSAT changes up certain aspects of the test so that it is not too predictable. So if you simply take practice tests in the order they were administered, you might not have enough time to catch up with the new trends in the more recent exams until you are only a few weeks out from the test. For this reason, it makes more sense to sprinkle some of the most recent practice tests throughout the different phases of your studies so that you are not caught off guard. However, make sure to still reserve some of the recent ones for the final phase of your prep as well. The fifth and final tip is to give yourself enough time. Many students try to rush improving on this exam. While there are strategies to speed up the process, there is no way to tell how quickly you will improve, as everyone is different. I understand the LSAT isn't the most exciting thing for most people, but that does not negate its importance. Remember that this exam will be a crucial factor for what law school you will end up attending and how much scholarship you will obtain, which will in turn have a significant impact on your career. If you set a goal for yourself, give it your all and don't cut any corners. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the content, Be sure to like and subscribe for more LSAT tips. If you have any questions you would like answered in future videos, email me at impetuslsat@gmail.com. Also, if you're interested in having an expert help you strategize your practice tests, be sure to check out www.impetuslsat.com. See you in the next video.